Good afternoon. We are graduate students from the University of Houston Hilton College here to present our service analysis of Bella Trattoria. I would like to introduce our team. We have Dina Baumann, Carmen Bowles, Ashley Mullings, and myself, Boyd Foster. Today's presentation will cover the following topics: the history and location of Bella, their core values, the methodology used for analysis with a specific emphasis on the brand identity prism, semiotic square, SERVQUAL results and gap analysis, and a conclusion with our findings and recommendations. In 1999, Chef Youssef Nafa opened the first Bella Trattoria. He chose Trattoria in the name because he wanted a casual family setting for his newest endeavor. Also, he did not want to open just another Italian restaurant, but rather Italian with a twist, mixing traditional with non-traditional ingredients. In 2007, the first of 3 franchises opened in Vintage Park. 2 years later, in 2009, the second opened in Green Street downtown. And in 2017, Fred Zanotti opened the 3rd franchise in Greenway Plaza. This is the location that we are focusing on. These are the core values of Bella Group restaurants: commitment, integrity, work ethic, respect, and humility. For example, commitment, the commitment to present craveable food at a good value. Integrity, offering transparency in food. There are no hidden ingredients in the recipes. And work ethic, the drive to constantly update the menu to improve the customer experience. Our research is based on 200 reviews on Yelp, TripAdvisor, OpenTable, and Google, and 32 hours of personal observation over the course of 4 occasions. Taken as a whole, this data will be used to feed the analyses that follow. The brand identity prism is a method to break the brand down into 6 key facets. Half of these facets are external, that is to say that they are readily apparent to the consumer from brand exposure. The other half are internal and only become apparent through interaction with the brand. The first facet on the external side is physique. Physique represents the physical attributes of the brand. Lively and comfortably modern describe the atmosphere of the restaurant and its decor. Artistic speaks to the Instagram-worthy plating of the food. Relationship is the mode of conduct identified with the brand. At Bella, the staff is gracious and welcoming, while the quality, quantity, and value of the food leave the guests feeling satisfied. Reflection represents the target segments of the brand. From our direct observations, the 3 main groups of guests were intimates, for example couples or families, business professionals, and groups celebrating an occasion. On the internal side, we have personality, which comes from the expression of the owner's personal character traits through the brand. As explained in the history, Chef Nafa has developed a creative, trendy menu, which the staff delivers, for the most part, with impassioned excellence. Culture is the core values we have already discussed, the most prominent of these being integrity, respect, and work ethic. Finally, we have self-concept, which describes how the customer is made to feel after interacting with the brand. The staff makes the customer feel welcomed, while the overall experience with the creative, value-minded menu leaves the guest feeling savvy and chic. A semiotic square is a tool used to analyze relationships. The vertical lines show spectra that have complementary relationships that converge at the top to form the mainly targeted group of customers. The group at the bottom is contradictory and displays persons that aren't related to either of the spectra. In the semiotic square that we have created, on the left spectrum is a person's preference for Italian food. From the bottom to the top, we have the Italianos, persons that prefer more authentic Italian food, and fusion foodies that prefer Italian food with a twist. On the right spectrum, we have spending habits. From the bottom to the top, we have the high rollers, persons who don't watch what they spend when they go out, and the fiscally fashionable, who are more mindful about how much money they spend. At the intersection of the 2 groups of people at the top, we have the Mia aficionados. These are persons who like value for money fusion Italian food. At the bottom, we have identified a largely underserved group, the shot callers. These are the persons who are willing to go to restaurants just to experience their happy hour and are more interested in alcohol than food. SERVQUAL is a customer-based evaluation process in which performance is divided into categories. Our group chose the categories of food quality, table service, supporting service including the reservation system, the environment or ambiance, and other. Other included non-specific ratings or comments like great for brunch. The bars in the graph represent the number of ratings per category and are measured on the left vertical axis. Rating results by category are shown by the line graph using the vertical axis on the right side. The rating scale varies from 0 to 5 stars. Our research analyzed 200 reviews, which generated 388 results. Overall performance for Mia Bella was very good with an average of 4.4 stars. Food quality received the highest identified category rating of 4.5 stars. In order to determine opportunities for improvement, the review ratings of 2 stars or lower were analyzed independently. Note these ratings comprise only about 5% of the ratings used. The two most prevalent concerns are with the reservation process and table service. We will use the gap analysis model to give further context to these concerns. For direct observations, we made 4 visits, encompassing a Sunday brunch, dinner, happy hour, and a corporate headquarters interview. Based upon these direct observations, the following positives and negatives were identified. For positives, for dinner and Sunday brunch, Mia Bella succeeded in providing craveable food at a good value. Items like duck-filled tortellini and quail egg-topped pizza provide a twist on the traditional Italian. For negatives, the pace of service for both happy hour and brunch was an issue. Happy hour drinks and food options lacked Italian with a twist theme. We tested the 50 wines for $50 concept with a lesser-known Italian white wine, and neither the server nor the manager could describe it. We will provide recommendations for the last 2 items using the gap analysis model. The gap analysis is used to identify mismatches between customers' expectations and perceptions. We classify these into 2 gaps. Gap 1 is when the service is poorly designed or your customers have an unrealistic expectation. Gap 2 is when the organization fails to deliver what they had promised or the customer's perceptions failed to align with their expectations. The gaps to be addressed are the reservation system, happy hour, and 50 wines for $50. The first finding falls under Gap 1 as well as Gap 2. A reliable reservation system, OpenTable, is currently being used, but there is an issue in aligning the reservation system output with execution of the customer's reservation. As previously mentioned, this issue received the most negative comments from our ServQual analysis. For Gap 1, we have determined that inaccurate table turnover time estimates are leading to overpromising reservations. More analysis needs to be done in selecting the appropriate table turnover rate for specific event horizons. This will ensure that reservations are seated within 10 minutes of requested time. In the event that a reservation cannot be fulfilled in 10 minutes, timely and courteous communication needs to occur between the host and the customer. In our direct observation of happy hour, we found the following Gap 1 failures. There was a lack of consistency with Italian with a twist theme, and on the occasion that we visited, the bar was mostly empty. To remedy these failures, we propose making happy hour more cohesive with the overall Italian with a twist theme by incorporating more Italian-inspired drinks. For example, replacing margaritas with limoncello lemon drop martinis. Also, as mentioned in the semiotic square, shot collars were not present during the observation. To help with attracting these customers, more happy hour specific social media marketing is necessary. Another suggestion would be to use table tents to market happy hour to lunch and dinner patrons. Our third problem also comes from a direct observation. We tested the executability of the 50 wines under $50 concept by asking the waiter about one of the more obscure Italian white wines on the list. Neither the waiter nor the store manager could describe this wine initially, showing either a failure in the initial training on the wines, Gap 1, or a failure in the execution of the training, Gap 2. An alternative solution for offering affordable wine selections is to have the chef or sommelier develop recommended food and wine pairings for the server to present, and to work with the distributor to offer a wines by the glass promotion for the more adventurous wine selections. Please let us know if you have any further questions. We'd like to give a special thank you to Chef Nafa, Lino, and Fred.